It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
They say our country is more divided now than ever, and we decided, hey, let's make a list of things we can all agree on. Something probably just popped into your mind of something we can all agree on. And if you missed the show this morning, we're going to break down that list for you in a couple of seconds. Here comes our podcast.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo!
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo!
Bingo! All right, listener bingo, my favorite part of the show where each of us are looking for something exceptional from you. Call us quick and give us your story. We only need 30 seconds of your day if you're somebody listening. Who
has worked with someone that did something bad. We don't want to know their name, where they worked, but like what did they do that was something. This guy that works at Avis worked at Avis Budget. He had stolen 47 vehicles. This was an Avis in Syracuse, New York.
There was no point at any point that we'd covered in our investigation that there was any attempt by this employee to bring the vehicles back. I know that he did have some insider knowledge that others wouldn't have had that kind of made it a little bit easier than it would have been for a normal person to steal these cars. He was renting them out, and then they were continuously being used until they were put in the law enforcement system and then stopped by a police officer.
Yeah, where do you put all these cars, man?
He opened his own, so he would borrow them and he would rent them out under his own business. So he would take them from Avis.
What's it called? Is it what's the rideshare thing where you can just go get somebody's car? Is it Trevo?
Oh, I have no idea.
Whatever it is.
But yeah, he would just take it from Avis, and then he had his own little business, Milton Thompson III, over here, and then he would just rent them out and then bring them back to Avis and swap them out.
Okay, so you're on the hunt for somebody who's done something pretty stupid and dumb and wrong at work?
Who worked with someone, that did something bad.
I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who has had an exceptional feat in, like, sports. Like, you have a hole-in-one, or you bowled a 300 game. My youngest son does not believe me because I don't have video proof of when I threw a no-hitter as a junior in high school.
Okay.
He's like, where's the proof? I'm like, there was no proof.
No video cameras back in the 30s.
It's probably in a school record book in the basement of a school in southern Minnesota. Like that's it. He's like, you never did. I'm like, why would you?
How bad does that hurt that they just don't believe you?
I'm like, I have zero successes in my life except for that one day. Yeah. Can you just let me have that one day? So I'm looking for anyone listening who had just an exceptional athletic feat, like a hole-in-one, a 300 game, something like that. Or maybe you're somebody listening who
has worked with someone that did something bad. No name.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo!
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo!
Bingo! All right, this morning, Kat is looking for the first person to get through who
had a coworker that did something not so good. Remember, leave all names out of it, but we're talking about this guy at Avis who used to work there in Syracuse, New York. He ended up stealing 47 vehicles. I would assume he's looking at it as borrowing.
There was no point at any point that we'd covered in our investigation that there was any attempt by this employee to bring the vehicles back. I know that he did have some insider knowledge that others wouldn't have had that kind of made it a little bit easier than it would have been for a normal person to steal these cars. He was renting them out, and then they were continuously being used until they were put in the law enforcement system and then stopped by a police officer.
So he just took one home, then rented it out until somebody left it on the curb and the cops towed it.
He had his own mini lot at his house. And so if somebody were to, call him, hey, Milton, I need a van for our vacation, he'd just grab it from Avis.
Super smart till you get caught.
Yeah.
I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who has had an exceptional athletic performance. Like you had a hole-in-one or bowled maybe like a perfect game, something like that. Eston is first through. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Good. Which one do you fit, bro?
Somebody who did something stupid at work.
Let's go. This is what I was hoping for. So this is not you, correct?
Correct.
All right, break it down. No names, though, please.
All right, no, 100%. I actually worked at T-Mobile here in St. Cloud, and some of you might actually have heard. I had a coworker who was kind of into doing more than just selling phones.
Okay.
But unfortunately, he left some of those products in the refrigerator that ended up hurting a coworker.
Idiot.
Wait, are we talking about weed?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was like, you keep weed in the fridge?
Yeah,
I guess
do.
we don't need,
I mean, that's where I keep mine.
Like, let's just say it might have been like a piece of chocolate that somebody left in the freezer.
Got it. Okay.
Somebody else decided to eat it all because he was hungry and it wasn't his.
Oh, my God. Did they have to go to the hospital?
Yep.
Because obviously when I eat chocolate, I don't eat it like there might be
One
drugs
square.
in it. Yeah.
Yes, I actually was one of the ones who ended up.
Oh, my God.
And,
that's crazy. And you know what? I just feel so bad for like owners of companies because you just don't know what your employees are always up to. And then, before you know it, you're in the news.
I think we can all agree that there's probably a couple of times throughout the day where it's a little slow at T-Mobile, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're just going to have a quick chunk of chocolate, and maybe take the edge off and...
Well, it sounded like he was selling, too.
Oh, were they selling it, too, or just taking it?
It was kind of he was storing it until after work, and somebody else just got to it before he did.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like he was selling it out the back door before it became legal or something.
No, he wasn't doing that part at work, but he just stupidly brought it.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
pretty great. I haven't heard that one yet. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good day today.
Yeah, not a problem.
Take care.
Say no names.
I got
okay.
Well, he didn't say any names,
All right.
but I think it's pretty easy to figure out who that was. Hi, Carl. How are you today, man?
Good.
Good. Did I hear right that you bowled a 300 game?
In my high school.
So before you even graduated high school, you had a 300 game under your belt.
Yeah, 300s.
Why did you stop in high school? You just didn't want to continue? It just wasn't your bag?
He was so good at it. He felt bad for everyone else.
I'm so good at it. I don't want to impress the ladies.
All right.
And so you bowled 300 games. And I've been around people at bowling alleys. My dad used to be a pretty avid bowler, and I bowled like when I was a kid a lot. But I've been around when it gets to that point where you're in the 10th frame and they've already got one strike or two strikes and the whole bowling alley stops. Nobody moves. Everybody just watches. Is that the way it was with you?
Yeah. No.
No, just no. Nobody cared about Carl.
Cheering me on.
Do you have your own bowling ball?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not worried about germs. You know what I always forget, and I'm not a huge germaphobe, but I will eat pizza when it gets to the table and continue to bowl. But if you think about how many fingers are in the bowling ball holes, it's gross, and I don't even think about it.
No.
So,
Hey, Carl, you have, I'm assuming being an avid bowler like you are, you have more than one bowling ball?
I got 3.
Yeah. Do you have 16-pound balls?
I got a 12-pound, another 12-pound, and a 16-pound ball.
Okay, so you have 12-pound balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you get your underwear?
that whole thing was a setup,
God,
man.
I was working on that for like 3 minutes,
I
Carl.
know.
Have a great morning.
Can you help me? Everybody!
This is really interesting. Melanie, good morning. I appreciate you taking some time for us. You want to tell everybody what's going on here?
Hi. My dad, he lives in this little town. He's been there his whole life, and he wants to run for mayor.
Okay.
He is like the sweetest man. He really is, and he knows what people need. But he comes across, I'll just be blunt, very crass.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'm afraid that, he's going to end up in the news, that he's going to be painted in, a very bad light, and it's not going to be reflective of who he really is. But I don't want to crush his dreams, but I also don't want him to, be trending. So,
right.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
No, I think that this is something that you and your sister or you and your siblings should talk to him about and say, this is a very real thing. Being canceled is a real thing, and it will overshadow what your goals are as mayor. But I would think that he would have somebody that he would have to filter things through. But
Not
you're
as a
worried
mayor.
about
I
him.
don't think you get that kind of support as a mayor.
You don't have anybody around you as a mayor
I don't
to
think
help
so.
you with.
My dad was on the city council, and we had a mayor that was like this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And this woman would say what was ever on her mind, and she didn't give any thoughts to it whatsoever.
And that would be really sad if he has all these great ideas and then they are overshadowed by the way he acts. You should really lay it out to him. You could get in really big trouble. You're now on a different level than you were, if you do get elected. You think that he'll take your advice?
I'm not sure.
This sounds like
I I want to say, that he would listen to, me when I tell him this, that he would take it into consideration. But he is so very gung-ho to do this. And I'm just really concerned.
So how do you handle something like this? I'm going to put you on hold for a second. I want to see what people think you should do on this because, yes, don't crush Dad's dreams. He wants to be mayor.
But if he's lived there his whole life, then people know how he is.
Yeah, it's a little town, so they know that he's...
If he ends up getting voted in as mayor, they know what they're getting.
I know, but not everybody know. What if you're? I'm telling you, there's going to be at least one young, super over the top woke person that goes to some kind of city council meeting.
Yeah,
this guy says one thing that's really on his mind that's not super PC, and then it's lights out because the rallying cry across the internet will come, and this little itty bitty town that we've probably never heard of becomes the center of the focus of middle America.
Yeah, his saving grace might be his age, though. He might not care. He might just be like, listen, I'm here for all the right reasons, and you woke joke. There. You can see your way out, and there's a reason why I was voted mayor. I don't know.
If you were Melanie, how would you handle this? Would you tell Dad this might not be the best thing for you, or do you encourage him and just say, hey, the chips are going to fall where they may, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there? I'd love to get your thoughts on this. It's OPP, Other People's Problems. Talked a couple of seconds ago to Melanie, whose dad is about to make a big decision, right?
My dad, he lives in this little town. He's been there his whole life, and he wants to run for mayor. He is like the sweetest man. He really is, and he knows what people need. He comes across, I'll just be blunt, very crass.
This is going to be the exact conversation my children have on the radio in about 25 years when I'm like, I'm kind of retired. I need some time. I think I'll be mayor of this little town.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be like, what is he going to say?
Well, what I said was if he's going to be voted a mayor of a town that he has been in for a long time, people know him. People know his temperament. And maybe they also know his heart. Maybe they're like, there might be a give and take. He may be crass, but he has really great ideas.
Well, she had said her fear is that all of a sudden he says something and he's trending, right?
And that would be terrible to see your parent painted in that light for
he's
sure.
He's probably a guy that doesn't hang out on social media too much, though, so maybe it really doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just everyone else's problem. Tabby, if this was your dad, would you encourage him to go through with it or not?
Absolutely. Do you guys forget who our president is?
All right. I mean, you're right. I mean, he does kind of just say what's on his mind.
And I'm sure, every single president has had children where they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you did or said this, and even if your parent is not in office, they say or do things that you're like, ugh. But like my heart as a child of that person, I would not want them to be attacked in any way by the public. And I think that's what Melanie was saying.
Yeah, Tabby, what if this is your dad and he just kind of lays it down? He's like, this is exactly what I think. And then all of a sudden he's trending. I mean, can you protect him from that?
I think that comes with the position that he's going for. But I also think that...
Oh. You think that you need a new phone? I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. You think that what? Just restart that thought for us, will you?
I think that people vote for who they think is going to be the best. And if some people like that, some people like the blunt forwardness. They don't like we know you're fake. So I think you should go for it. Everybody's always going to have something negative to say. But hey, I mean, if he became mayor before he died, then that's something more positive to look at than somebody not liking him.
It's worth the conversation though with him saying, listen, it can go left real fast. I know you have great ideas, but if you have something that you feel like you want to say and in your mind you're like, this might not go over really well, just think about it.
Hey, Tabby, real quick, we're going to hold a quick race here. Should be like, who should be the mayor of the Playhouse? Would you vote for Kat or myself?
Oh, that's hard. Why do you do that to me?
Well, and remember, it's for the best.
I can't believe you have to think about it.
It's for the best of everyone. Hey, one request. Can you tell me something good?
I am going to kick it off with the news that was in the headlines today. This Navy vet, his name is Mike McCassell. He's in the news for breaking 2 world records. So he did 4 miles of walking lunges. That booty lift, I can't even imagine.
It's just about timing the pace, taking recovery when I needed to, taking longer breaks if I needed to, but just continuing on.
And how old is he?
The 2 records, I don't know how old he is, but the 2 records that he broke was most lunges in an hour and then longest distance covered, and also raising money for area veterans for where he's from. And I'm like, wow,
this guy.
I do too. What a great mission, I guess. And that is what's good.
Tell me something good. How about you, Kat? What's good?
Well, I got to see 4 out of 5 of my nieces and nephews yesterday, which just made my life. I love it. Some I don't get to see, but every other month or so. And I'm like, oh, it was just so fun to see them laugh and like hang out. And the 2 older boys took the younger girl on all the rides, and she just like lives for them. They're like her heroes. So it was just so cute to spend time with them like that. And that is what's good.
Tell me something good. For me, exciting news from my daughter, who's a senior in college, and she's applied to all these med schools for, post-college, and she's starting to get interviews now.
Yeah.
And she's so excited. Like, her first one is through Creighton, and it's their extension university is in Phoenix. So, like, at the end of January, she's got to go out there and do, like, a personal interview.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's got to fly out there. Like, this is big girl stuff. And just to kind of see her super excited about what the next level
Very
is
cool.
for me makes me really happy. Plus, I might score a trip out of the deal. So that's what's good. Tell me something good. Jillian, you're first up. You want to tell us what's good in your life?
Honestly, my life right now is school and work. So what I've resorted to is I'm grateful that I'm even in the program because it's hard to get into. So
And you have no time to get in trouble. That's what's good.
yeah, exactly.
Our country is more divided than ever, say a lot of experts. But in an effort to harmonize and to pull us back together, I thought let's spend some time this morning on something we can all agree on. What was the first thing that popped in your mind?
That tampons and pads should be free. I think if it happens to your body and we have not 1 ounce of control over it, that it should be covered.
So should heartburn medicine be free?
No, because I do things to kick up my heartburn.
Some people
so
just
that's
get
my
it.
fault.
Some people get it by drinking water.
Some people get heartburn by drinking
Yeah.
water.
You can have acid reflux without putting any acidy things in
I think
there.
you did no studying with that. We need to plant more
toilet
trees.
paper be free then too?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We need to plant more trees on that toilet paper note.
Okay.
Our vets need anything and everything to set them up for a successful rest of life.
Agreed.
Raisins can see their way out of any cookie. There's
No.
no reason
Oatmeal
a raisin should
rule.
be in a
Nope.
cookie.
We can't all agree on that. You got to take it off the
And then
list.
finally, customer service can get better. I think we can all agree on that.
Sometimes it's really good.
I think it's more often than not, it's not good. And that's sad.
On my list of things that we can all agree on, if you don't return your shopping cart, we can't be friends.
Okay.
Put it back where it was.
That's your threat. They can't be a friend with you.
Yeah, I just don't want you in my life at all if you can't return your damn shopping cart.
Okay.
FaceTiming somebody without warning, jail.
Just
Don't just
answer.
pop up on my FaceTime.
Yeah.
If you borrow someone's car and don't fill the tank, jail.
Rude.
Who does that? Reagan. Can we all agree that people who play videos on speaker in public, jail?
Yeah.
And the one I'm going to the mattress with, if there's one thing we can all agree on, can we all agree on wet socks are the worst feeling in the world?
I made Liam walk around in his wet socks after the log ride yesterday. I said, no, I'm not putting those in my purse. I'm not going to hold them or carry them. He didn't have any pockets. Walk around in them.
Oh, also, middle seat on the airplane. Just take it out of there.
Okay.
I hate middle seat.
Why don't you get there early and get a better
Because sometimes you got to assign seats. And my wife knows this. She knows there's like
All
very
you have
few
to say
things.
is, I go number 2 a lot. You got to tell that to the aisle person. And they're like, I don't want to mess with that.
What else can we all agree on? Take politics out of this. What can we all agree on? Hit us up. Today we're trying to unite the world, right?
Yeah.
They say it's more divided than ever. I think we can all agree that YouTube ads are a pain in the ass.
Yes, I just had to sit through 2 just to watch that video. But we each came up with our own list. People are texting in really great ideas on how to unite the world. We can all agree that tampons and pads should be free. We want more trees planted was on my list. I don't want to see any more raisins in cookies. Let's get to Angela says it takes $0 to be nice. Angela,
good
it's so
one.
true. John says all farts are funny.
Yes. I think we can all agree on
They're
that.
funny Unless it's raining and your kid does it in the car on purpose, and then you can't air it out because it's rainy, and that is it. Just every single time it happens. Paige says things roll around in my car when I take turns.
Oh, of course they roll around. Yeah, we can all agree with that.
Maybe you're listening to a different show.
No, she can agree that every time she takes a turn, things are going to roll around in her car. Don't things roll around in the backseat of your car?
So what does that have to do with our
We can all agree on it, though, right?
No. Oh, okay. People who ride in the left lane going under the speed limit. Jail.
Jail,
Ashley
for sure.
says.
Jail.
Okay. So this is a good list going. I like it.
320-251-1047. Why does self-checkout always break when you're in a hurry?
Is it really?
It's always down when you're in a hurry. Can we all agree that self-checkout needs to get better?
Yes. You're the one that loves self-checkout.
I know.
I love to deal with people. I want somebody touching my goods, putting them in bags. I'll give you a 5-star every single time.
We got this text from Rachel. How horrible does this sound? She said, responding to the paranormal stuff, I'm exhausted. I get sleep paralysis. Then I hear footsteps but can't wake up.
Oh, my God. So do you think that something paranormal is causing your sleep paralysis? Because Kendall Jenner had sleep paralysis where you are awake and you want your body to be awake, but nothing will move. And she said it's like one of the scariest things that
You ever had a dream that wasn't a great dream and you were able to wake up from it because you said, I think this is a dream. I just want to be awake.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened to me so many times. Like I bet in the last 3 years, I've had dreams where something bad was happening to my family and that I could not stop it from happening. And I just stopped, like I was able to stop myself mentally and go, wake up. And I would wake up and I would feel so relieved that I was just kind of like laying there. You know what I mean? I fell asleep on the couch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Never had one of those
No.
where you told yourself, because I know there's a lot of them where you're like, you try and wake up or you try and wake up and you can't. But I feel like I've crossed that bridge.
I do know you should not use the bathroom in your dreams. So
take your word
we'll
on
do
that. It gets to your big day. You're about ready to walk down the aisle and say I do to the love of your life. Day goes off without a hitch. It's a beautiful ceremony. Everybody enjoys your reception. You go home that night. Maybe open gifts the next day. Off to your honeymoon. A little while longer. Oh, crap. I didn't know this about you.
I thought I knew who I married. You know, there are TV shows that are now in like their 40th season because sometimes you just don't know who you're getting into a relationship with. You think you know, but you just have no idea. And thinking back, the one thing that I didn't know about Derek was his love of costumes. Like he always dresses up. I'll come home. They're strewn about the basement. And it's just...
So he's just home alone throughout the day putting costumes on.
I know that he does his TikTok video, whatever he does with them, but he has so many costumes. And I know for a fact before we got married that he didn't have any costumes. And then around the time Liam was like 2-3 years old, like make-believe time, Derek all of a sudden had a bunch of costumes. I'm like, where did these come from? And now the amount has just grown.
Do you think he's kind of collecting them in hopes that he'll be able to ease them into the love life at all?
No, wouldn't that have happened already?
I don't know, man.
Waiting for the 20-year mark.
He's like, hey. what are you doing there, Cleopatra?
Yeah,
you
be Jesus, I'll be Mickey, and we'll just, we are ready for any scenario, I guess. But
I wanted to bring Mark on the show because we had briefly discussed this at the end of Friday's show. We were trading some DMs with him. Unhappy after you learned what about your wife? You want to break down this whole story and how this all started, man?
All right, so check this out. I'm at a dinner with my family. I'm at my wife's house, at my wife's family's house.
Okay.
And just having a dinner, and, everybody's, having a good time, chilling, talking about the game, just coming on, and, just having a good time. So his sister, out of nowhere, she's just like, hey, you remember when you used to steal gifts for us? And give us to us for like Christmas and birthdays and things.
So wait, she was calling her out and she said, do you remember when you would shoplift our Christmas gifts and wrap them and give them to us? Your wife lived that life?
In front of everybody. I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody spiked her Pepsi. I don't know what got into her. But she decided she wanted to tell this story in front of everybody.
Did you know this about your wife?
Looking at my wife wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah.
Talking about stealing.
Well, it's not like she killed anybody. She didn't hurt a fly or anything.
From the streets.
But like, whoa.
Come on now. But you see my wife. You look at my wife. Me and my wife were in the church.
Yep.
We volunteer. We go into the hospitals. You see my wife. You think to yourself, this woman is the sweetest woman in the world.
And she was doing this. But like what era of her life was this? Because when we were teens, it was like the thing to do. So was it back in the day?
So me and my wife, we've been together for 2 years, right?
Okay.
Let the sister tell it. This was only 5 years ago.
So, yeah, this is great.
Has she shook this?
It was just 5 years ago.
But like people can change, right? And obviously your wife has changed. She's a sweet woman now and she gives back and everyone's got a little past, but like that's still kind of crazy that she would steal stuff and then wrap it up and give it to you for your Christmas. Kat had mentioned that she took a little trip to the Mall of America over the weekend to meet her family there because that's where families meet and ran across a celebrity. And what's her name?
She is the queen of
her name? You don't know her name. Tara.
Yeah. Queen of TMNT, the Shell Shock Girl. And it sounds really dirty, but it's not. She rides the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ride, and there's a way to get the momentum going, and she's the only one that knows the secret.
Does she have like a low center of gravity? She built kind of like Bear in the Big Blue House?
I don't think so. I mean, she looked like an average girl. I'll show you the selfie. I don't know, because I don't follow her as closely as my brother does, but my brother was geeking out. I was like, Michael, you need to calm it down.
Funny or charismatic? Or
she was very sweet. She was ready for it.
She employed? How do you go to the ride at the Mall of America every day if you got a job?
If I were her, I'd work at the Mall of America somewhere. I don't know her backstory. I just know that she's been on the news for it.
This is ridiculous.
I mean,
that
I
this
would
person
die
has
if I had
celebrity status.
That much, like, the momentum going. I would barf. I would not be in a good spot.
And then we find out that on random Sundays, she just hangs out by the ride so that people can take selfies with her.
I know.
Kimberly, somebody in your family knows who this is?
Oh, my gosh, yes. I have no idea myself, but I took my son, who turned 15 this summer, with 2 other friends, and they're like, oh, my gosh, can you believe who we ran into? I'm like, I have no idea who you're talking about. They were, like, giddy. They have a selfie, and I was like, that's exciting. This girl lives on this ride or what? But no, it was like a big deal. It was
I know.
crazy.
But she was just hanging out there like an average Joe, and people would randomly walk up to her, and she was so sweet about it. So, she just like kind of parks herself there in hopes that people are like, there she is.
How long has she been famous for this?
I think the news story was a couple of years ago.
So she's just every day she's hanging out at the mall for a couple of years.
She goes on the ride every day.
Again, my life may not
do promo for him.
My life may not have a whole lot of purpose, but I think I'm one up in this girl.
I think she found where she belongs, and I wonder if they just let her go. I wonder if she even has to pay anymore.
She got a free pass. Kimberly, you know what this is the equivalent of? Like remember when MTV was big and you would say like, oh my God, there's my favorite video, and your parents would be like, who the hell are you talking about? This is the same thing that's going on right here.
Exactly. I think I just couldn't get nearly as excited as they were. I'm like, wow, that's exciting. Who is this?
Kat just showed me a picture of this girl, and I wouldn't know her if I saw her at the grocery store.
No, she looks pretty normal, and I wouldn't have been able to pick her out either. I remember the news story, but my brother was like, she's there. Oh, my God, she's there. And he ran back. He had one hand on the stroller with my nephew and his other hand in the air with his phone with the selfie on it. He's like, I found her. So it was pretty wild.
Does she have parents? I mean, like her parents are saying, hey, yeah, honey, go again today.
She's in her 20s.
And maybe she's on her own, but she looked pretty young, so who knows?
Yeah.
Funny.
Kimberly, if that was your kid and they got famous for that, would you be hanging around?
Unless they're making cash, I'd be like, okay, you need a real job.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
We don't know her story. Maybe she is. Maybe she is the TMNT endorser and brings people from all around the world to ride this ride. We don't know.
Bananas. All right. Hey, Kim, thanks for checking in.
Investigate.
Good to know we all have people in our lives that pay attention to inept things.
Kim, I will not be investigating. I won't be giving any more brain power to this, but I just thought it was kind of fun.